As we enter the month of November, every decision you make for your fantasy football roster is 10 times more important. If you are still looking for some help out on the waiver wire, I'm your guy. My name is Herms on Twitter at Herms NFL, and this is another edition of the Lateral Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Lateral Show. Fasten your seatbelts, because here we go.
Welcome back to another edition of the Lateral Show, a sideways look at fantasy football. My name is Herms. This is going to be a preview of what I would do out on the Week 9 waiver wire in this 2022 fantasy football season. It's an article that I put out on the Fantasy Six Pack website. I'm only going over the free things that I talk about because there's a whole list of players and analysis behind the paywall that you can't access unless you have an all-access plan to fantasysixpack.net. If you want some information about that, boom, go to fantasysixpack.net/plans. You can sign up for that, get the remainder of my article, DFS tools, access to our Discord community, and award-winning rankings. I mean, come on, these are wonderful things. Just go ahead, check that out. Definitely consider it. Also, if you are listening to the podcast version of this, we certainly appreciate it. And if you'd like to leave a 5-star review on whatever platform that you are, streaming this on or whatever you downloaded it from, that would be super chill. And if you are watching this video on the Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel, go ahead, find that button that says subscribe and just click it, because anytime a new video drops, you'll get a little ding, ding, ding notification from YouTube to keep up with our awesome content. So, I don't know. Without any further ado, we are going to preview the Week 9 waiver wire of the 2022 fantasy football season. Starting first with Justin Fields, quarterback of the Chicago Bears. Look, this man has been on fire. Now through 8 weeks, he is the QB 11 in fantasy. And, fun fact, he has not rushed for fewer than 47 yards since week 3. Since week 3, this man has run for about or above 50 yards. That's like a free 5 points just from rushing alone. For a quarterback to have that kind of rushing floor is super important in fantasy football. We talk about Konami code quarterbacks all the time. And this is exactly what we were hoping to get out of Justin Fields coming into the NFL, straight up. Also, fun fact, another fun fact, so many fun facts, he has already surpassed his rushing yardage total from last year. Through 8 weeks, he's already got more rushing yards now in his second year than he did in his entire rookie season. Look, fact of the matter is, he's going to be a QB1 or super, super high-end QB2 the rest of the way. If you still need quarterback help, Justin Fields is definitely your guy. But if you want some running back help, I got a couple of names. I'm not going to leave you hanging. We're not just talking about quarterbacks on this show, okay? As far as running backs go, there are 2 names. We got kind of an older veteran and then a fresh young face coming into the league for the first time. Woohoo! We will start first with the veteran Latavius Murray of the Denver Broncos. Now, we talked about him on the flagship edition of the Lateral Show. It was either this past week or the week before. I can't remember. But in case you forgot, the team picked him up off of the New Orleans Saints practice squad in the aftermath of the Javonte Williams ACL injury. And also, now that Mike Boone is out of the way, with an injury of his own, it's really just Melvin Gordon and Latavius Murray in this backfield. And Latavius Murray did very well on Sunday, receiving 14 carries and finding the end zone. So we know that the Broncos like to split the backfield work. And Melvin Gordon is kind of already on a lot of rosters. But Latavius Murray is still out there, okay? This is a name you probably should have scooped already, but if he's still out there, you can go ahead and pick him up. He's probably a plug-and-play flex option for you immediately. But if you're looking for something a little bit more long-term, a little bit more in the handcuff range, might I suggest to you rookie running back James Cook of the Buffalo Bills. Coming off of the Bills bye week, it's pretty clear from what we saw on Sunday night against the Green Bay Packers, Cook is the de facto number 2 running back firmly behind Devin Singletary in one of the league's highest-powered, highest-scoring offenses. No, we're not entirely sure what kind of role Cook is going to have going forward, if it even expands at all beyond the work he has been receiving. But even if it doesn't, should something happen to Devin Singletary, we are talking about one of the league's best offenses. I just got finished saying that. Plus, anybody who watches football knows how good the Bills are. I'm not the one, I'm not breaking that news to you. Hopefully not, anyway, because you'd have to try really hard to not know that. But at any rate, it's very rare that at this point in the year, there are top end handcuff guys that belong to super high powered offenses. So it seems like a pretty unique opportunity here to pick up James Cook. So definitely go ahead and do that. That would be something that I would definitely consider for sure. I didn't actually write about any wide receivers in the free portion of the article this week, but I have a good reason. It's because there are a couple tight ends. Okay, look, the fact that there are a couple tight ends that could be pretty darn good off of the waiver wire in week 9 speaks volumes. It's a position that is routinely, year after year, incredibly, incredibly shallow. So let's just go over these names. One of them you're familiar with probably just because I've written about him a lot in previous issues of, I guess I could call them issues, editions of the waiver wire article, but he did cool off there for a little bit. His name is Tyler Conklin, and he plays for the New York Jets. Now, he was kind of dormant there for a little bit. Week 5, 1 target, 0 catches, 0 points. Week 6, 2 targets, 1 reception, barely anything. Turd. But it took a little bit for Zach Wilson to acclimate back in at quarterback after he started the year a little bit hurt, and it seemed that he and Conklin did not have a ton of chemistry early. But over the last couple weeks, we're talking 16 targets and 10 catches, including the 2 touchdown performance against the Patriots. Okay, that was pretty cool, man. That was pretty cool. We already saw what Conklin did at the beginning of the year, and we've already, now seen what he's done the last couple of weeks. That little blip on the radar was a little bit unfortunate, but I think you can go back to trusting him. Now, to close, how about a rookie tight end? How about that? It's very rare that we get to talk about rookie tight ends in fantasy football, but Greg Dulcich out there in the Denver Broncos offense. Beer, beer, beer. I'm very excited about this. I really am. Over the past 3 games, aka the first 3 games of his NFL career, 17 targets. Okay? He immediately walked in, got 17 targets in 3 games. Also, not for nothing, in fantasy points per game and PPR scoring, Greg Dulcich at 12.1 is already the tight end 5 in that category. Yes, number 5 among all tight ends, all of them, in points per game, just through these first 3 games. Any excitement that people had about Albert Aquavignum entering this year, see ya. There's a new sheriff in town. Expectations were mile high for this Denver Broncos team. Whoa, look at that pun. And now there are some pretty high expectations for the rookie Greg Dulcich. Definitely go ahead and just take a look. See if he's out there on the waiver wire. I think that he would be a pretty good addition to your team. Now, I do talk about some wide receivers in the paywall portion of the article, but you have to get behind the paywall to access that information. Once again, you can do so by visiting fantasysixpack.net/plans and purchasing one of the all-access passes that gets you the rest of my article, DFS tools, access to the Discord community, and award-winning rankings. That's so many cool things. Those are so many cool things that you could get out of it. Just, something to consider. My name is Herms. You can follow me on Twitter @HermsNFL. And thank you so much for watching this video. All right. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Okay. It's very appreciated. Best of luck as you make your claims and drop all your fab money out on the waiver wire. And I hope that you get to fix your teams in whatever areas they are deficient. Woohoo! We will talk to you next time on another edition of the Lateral Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Lateral Show. Fasten your seatbelts, because here we go.